Darla McKamey. It's my husband, Kevin McKamey.
Hi, everyone.
We decided to start this his and hers Oola page because we feel like men have a different perspective, women have a different perspective, and men can't figure us out, and, same goes for them. So we are going to have a whole series of Oola. And what is Oola? And so today's our intro. Welcome to our group. You guys can invite your friends here. We are going to be live. We're going to do posts. We're going to do challenges. We're going to have all kinds of fun and entertainment in here. So come on in, bring a friend, and join our Oola life with us. And today we're just going to open it up with what is Oola and why are we involved in Oola? Where did that come from? So,
Darla's going to start.
Pardon?
I said Darla is going to start.
Yeah, we're not real formal here. So we just decided that we would have this come across the screen for you. So what is Oola? And it's a life that's balanced and growing in 7 key areas. And we know that we have seasons of life and that some people say, oh, that's ridiculous. You can't ever be balanced all the time. But Oola is bigger than that. Oola is talking about our world is unbalanced, our society is unbalanced, our culture is unbalanced, and our life gets unbalanced. And so we want to teach you a little bit about Oola because it's life-changing and it's changed our lives. And people often ask Kevin and I, how come we're so happy? And we haven't always had Oola, but we've sort of had Oola in our lives. But when we learned about Oola, it just brought everything more enhanced and more to the surface. And we thought we should share it with you. So Oola is a state of awesomeness. I feel like Oola is love and light and energy and the stamina to get through your days. And even though the principles of Oola are pretty basic and pretty simple, it can get really deep and it can be not always easy. But we use Oola as a framework to get through our life and reach our dreams and goals. What's Oola to you, Kevin?
Well, I have to say that Oola has totally re-energized my outlook on life. Mm-hmm. I am finding a lot more purpose in my life than I was 9 months ago. And I am able to jump out of bed every day, excited to get started with my day because I've planned out the night before what my priorities are. And I'm getting up and exercising every morning, which seems like it was hard at first, but the more I've done it, the more it has improved my outlook and given me more energy, as you were saying, Darla, throughout the day. So I've just had an amazing, re-energizing life the last 10 months since we started this process of becoming life coaches or guides of the Oola framework.
Right. So I first heard about Oola about 5 years ago. Oola's been around for a little more than 7 years now. And I saw the Oola guys, Troy Amdahl and Dave Braun, at a conference that I went to. And everything they said, everything they talked about just hit home with me. And it was so fresh and enlightening and, well, hello, where have you been kind of thing for me. I loved it so much. They had a book there. They had brought out the Oola book, and the Oola is Finding Balance in an Unbalanced World. And then they actually had Oola University then. And Oola University was for you to learn Oola, but not only learn Oola, share it. And so right off the bat, that's where I started. And I loved Oola so much. I just started telling my friends about it and saying, hey, we need to do this. This can make some differences. And I showed it to Kevin when I came home, and I'll let you tell what you thought about it, Kevin.
Sure. So Darla was really excited. She came home from this conference and she had seen the Oola guys and heard them speak. And she had this book, Oola, already in her hands. And she said, I'm so excited about this. And she gave me the book, and I started looking at the table of contents. And I said, okay, yeah, this makes sense. I've heard some of this stuff before. This is pretty basic, simple things to do in your life that would help improve your life. And I kind of felt like I was already doing a lot of those things from other personal development books that I'd been reading throughout the years. And so I thought it was a great framework and that it was very positive and the principles were very sound. But I was wondering the whole time, why in the world would they call it Oola? So tell me, Darla, why did they call it Oola?
Because Dr. Troy is the Oola guru because he had it all together, and Dr. Dave is the Oola seeker, and he had a Oola, but he lost it. And then he asked Dr. Troy to coach him to get back his Oola life. And when Dr. Troy was coaching him, he said, okay, here's your goals, here's your dreams. What would your life be like, feel like, if the day you reach all of these goals and dreams? And Dr. Dave said, ooh la la, baby. And he doesn't really, when you hear Dr. Dave tell it, he's just so genuine and so wonderful and loving, and it's just this overflowing of ooh la la. And so he said, when I get my Oola life back, I'm gonna use Oola to change the world. And so we are so excited to be a part of it because we believe in it that much too. And it took Kevin, and it probably takes a lot of men, a long time to come around to the word Oola. Like, it sounds, he's told me before that maybe it sounds not serious or silly or too light, maybe, but actually it's pretty deep.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So Oola, according to Dr. Dave, is really a feeling. That's the feeling that he felt when he was able to get back to that point in life where things were balanced and growing again. It was that ooh la la feeling. And so it has, as I've studied it more and gone more deep into the subject and actually read the book now, I understand it. And especially since I've heard Dr. Dave and Troy speak and have been friends with them for a while, it means a lot more to me. But back then, I was a little unsure about it. The publishers were a little bit unsure about it, but they went ahead and did it anyway and titled it that in the book, and they knew what they were doing. So I don't question them anymore. Okay, so our next, go ahead, Darla.
No, go ahead.
Our next question that we were going to answer is, where do you want to go with Oola? So as you learn about Oola in the process, we kind of talk about where have you been, and now where do you want to go? What are your goals and your dreams? So as I told you before, I have rediscovered my purpose, and I have found my why, my purpose in life. I want to help other people discover their dreams and also teach them how to set attainable goals that they can actually achieve. And then after achieving those goals, set another goal for the next year and achieve that. And as they are working on these goals, headed towards their long-term dreams, they are going to accomplish some amazing things. And my clients are already telling me that they're doing that. And I am doing that. I was my first client because as I went through the process to become a coach, I found that I was improving upon myself. I was improving on my fitness. I was improving on my finances and doing some of the things that Dr. Dave and Troy suggest, improving my family life and how I love other people, improving in the area of faith and trying to become in a deeper relationship with God, improving on my friends. I've got so many new friends now that are coaches or clients that I'm coming into contact with now that I'm a Oola life coach. And finally, I am actually learning how to have fun while I do all that. It has been absolutely amazing. And I thank Darla every day for showing me this coaching framework and allowing me to be a part of it with her. So, where do you want to go with Oola, Darla?
Well, I will tell you that Kevin and I have a wonderful marriage, and I love him dearly, and he's my coach most days. But when he started doing Oola this last year, and he really, we've known about it for 5 years, but when he really committed and started working his Oola life, I'm so excited to see him because he's just a light now, and he's been ignited, if you will, and he has this whole new energy, and it's super fun. And I want that for you too. And I'm a women's health nurse practitioner for years, a lot of years, and I love helping people, and I love helping women. And what I've found seeing patients is that women are getting stuck, and work-life balance is a tough thing to conquer, whether you're a single new mom, marriage for 25 years, marriage for 1 year, dating, all walks of life, all rich, poor, in between. Oola's for everybody. Women that have put their dreams aside, or women who don't even have a vision for life, if you ask a lot of people, what's your goal? What's your vision? What's your big dream? A lot of women won't even know. They have spent so many years nurturing and caring for their family that they have lost sight of themselves. So Oola helps me to help women get their life and I say get their happy back. We have studies that show that only 14% of Americans are happy. And I will tell you, just like the Oola guys tried to get Oola out, and publishers and other people told them don't use that word, change the name, and they stuck to it and they made it go. I feel more confident now when I say get your happy back, because I've had people tell me, oh, Darla, I can't even relate to that. I'm so far removed from that. I can't even relate to that. And I've just been re-energized lately to stick with this and say, no, that's what I'm about. And I'm not happy-go-lucky every single day. I have my moments where I vent, or, I have frustrations in my day, but this Oola helps me just to, like, oh, I just turn it and, like, in 2 minutes find a gratitude, or I find love, or I find faith that helps me change things around and find my happy again. And it's deeper than that. It's not just giggly happy every day, but it's really fulfilled inside and finding your joy. And when you find your purpose and you start living towards your dreams, you'll understand what I mean when I say get your happy back. So women that have needed to reignite and re-energize themselves. There's a lot of women that say they don't have any energy, they feel fatigued, they have health issues and gut problems and nervous energy, and they can't sleep, and on and on and on. I have all of these different things that women tell me that is going on with them, and they want another pill or they want another solution. And sometimes it's finding they're happy from inside, and they need to work through that. And this simple framework of Oola can help them, where they sleep better, where they have energy, where they have a drive for life, where they love themselves. And when you fill up your own cup and you can love on yourself, that's when you have more to give back. So I could go on and on and on. As you can see, part of Oola is passion and finding your passion. So here you go.
That's great, Darla. Thank you. Okay, so our next question is, how is Oola used in your everyday life? And I'll go first. So, as I have briefly explained before, there's kind of a three-step process for setting your goals and achieving your dreams. And the daily action steps are how I really use Oola daily. So I'll let you kind of zoom in on this card, and you can see that on the right side of this card, it says 3-mile walk. So we already took our 3-mile walk today, and we're doing this broadcast. So these are both things that are working towards my future goals to improve myself in life and also to build our coaching business. I also have to do some posts on social media today and to invite some other coaches to our next group sessions, which are happening next week. We'll have 3 different sessions on the subject of fitness next week here on this same page in a live broadcast with other coaches. So please come back and join for us on those too. But I also have to do silly things like clean the leaves out of the pool and feed the dog. Now, the dog thinks that's a priority, but it's kind of on my errands list. And I have to work on some things for my mom today. So these are errands that I have to do, that we all have to do those kind of things. Pick up the kids, pick up the dry cleaning, go to the grocery store. But those things we call Skittles. So Skittles look real pretty, but they're not very nutritious. Now, oranges, on the other hand, the oranges, those big juicy oranges, those are nutritious, full of vitamin C, and they're good for you. And those are my priorities, the oranges. And so that's what I want to focus on every day, because if I'll make sure and do those oranges first and make sure those things get done no matter what, then if I do at least 3 of those items every day, after a year, I'm going to have over 1,000 goals that I have accomplished, these little mini goals. And that also means that I'm going to reach more of my year-end goals. And when I can reach my year-end goals, I'm going to be achieving my dreams in the future. So that's how Oola affects my life every day. What about you, Darla? How does Oola affect you every day?
Well, Kevin is much better at doing his action steps than I am. So he has coached me, because I tend to put too big of action steps on my little card for the day. And I like an overachiever in my head that I'm going to get all of this stuff done. And then I feel bad when I don't get it done. So he's like, oh, honey, that's way too much for one time. So I've learned how to refine my action steps so that I can get a piece of everything done a day. And that way, I feel good about myself, and I'm still reaching, going towards my goals. So I feel a lot better since I had to readjust and pivot a little bit on that. so I don't feel down on myself that I didn't do the things I was supposed to do today. So I still have the same goals and I'm still working towards them. I'm just not trying to do too much and be unrealistic in my day. So that is one thing that he's helped me with, just being a coach for me. I see Oola everywhere. We will be in a conversation. We will be in a drive-through line. We will be in traffic. We will be at work. And I just see Oola. I'm just like, oh, gratitude. Oh, passion. Oh, there's fear there. Or I'm talking to a patient and it's total self-sabotage. You know, she doesn't think she's good enough, doesn't think she's worthy, that sort of thing. So I hear stuff like that in my day, and I only have these little bits of time for a patient, and they're not really there for that visit at my work. And so I see it every day and I want to help them every day, but it's like, oh, you need Oola. And it's hard for me to hold back from that, but I see it every day and I want to offer it to more people every day so that they can have their Oola life too, because it's so wonderful. Why would I not want someone else to have it? And then we will sit down to watch a movie and it won't be something really that Kevin and I can relate to, but it's like a education for us. And I just kind of look at it and I'm like, oh, this is so Oola. Like they need Oola. I think, oh, they need Oola when I'm watching a movie. So it's just that ingrained in me that it's like, oh, this isn't, they're not living in alignment and they're not balanced in their life. And, you know, that you see trouble in a marriage or you see trouble in debt and finance and that kind of stuff. And so it's like, oh, they need Oola, you know, we could help them. So that's how I use Oola and how I think about Oola in my daily walk.
Very good. No doubt about it. She does say, oh, I see Oola everywhere. Everything we do, she sees it. Because it really does encompass all parts of life. And it characterizes lots of character traits in here that we see all over the place. So that's a good lead in to our next question, Darla, is who really needs Oola? I mean, this crazy word Oola, well, who really needs it? Well, like I expressed earlier, people like me who had kind of lost their dream and what they wanted to do in life, lost their purpose maybe. I was kind of getting along. I'd become very complacent, but I wasn't living the life of purpose and abundance that I could be living. And so people who've lost their dreams, who maybe they get up every morning, they hit the snooze alarm 5 times, and they finally get out of bed, and they drive to work. Their car just drives them to work because they go the same way every time in traffic, and you can't go faster than 5 miles an hour anyway, right? And you get to work and you do this job where you're doing whatever, you're typing on a computer, and you go home. And so the statistics say that 55 to 70% of the people don't even like their job that they go to every day. They don't find any purpose in it. They feel beat down when they go there. And then there's another stat that we recently heard that said 55% of the marriages are headed right towards divorce. So they're going to a job in a place they don't want to be, and then they have to go home to a spouse that doesn't want them to be there. How crazy is that? And that's the world that people live in. So people have lost their dreams. People who aren't as healthy as they could be. I would be one of those. I'm trying to change that. I'm working on that for myself right now. And I'm finding that exercise and the different things that I put into my body make a difference in how much not only how much I weigh, but how well I feel. And that's a big deal. There are also people who are buried by debt. I mean, the consumer debt is at the highest level it's ever been at. In this world of constant commercial ads that are trying to get us to buy something right now, we've got to have it right now. We see it on Instagram and wherever, and oh, somebody else has that, well, I've got to get that. And so they use a credit card to go buy that, and then they don't have the money to pay for that at the end of the month. So what happens? They get interest piled on the interest they're paying every single month, because all people can do is afford to make the minimum payment, and you'll never get out of debt that way. So there is a proven green gap formula in this book that helps people get out of debt. And so many people we know are saying, oh, I paid this card off, I've paid this card off. So it has a wonderful benefit program for that. People who maybe are struggling with their marriage or in their family. We know several other clients and coaches who have told us, if not for Oola, we would have been divorced. This program actually helped them get their marriage back on track so that the husband and wife loved each other again. And that is amazing that it can help people in that way. And then lots of other ways, all the other areas of life that we've talked about that I won't go into now. But who's the last group of people that need it? Maybe they should be the first group, is the people who were kind of like me at the beginning, who think they've already made it. They haven't made, they have everything they need. They don't need to work on anything. So Dr. Dave Braun, one of the authors of the book, actually was in that position. And when you read the book, you'll find out that he lost all of that because he thought he had it made, and he quit utilizing the principles that helped him get there, and he lost it all. So people who think they haven't made, probably should be the first ones to order this book and to contact us to see how they can get involved in coaching or learning more through other programs that we can offer. What do you think, Darla?
I think that's so true. If you feel like you're empty nesters and you're comfortable, your finances are okay, you're happy, you're comfortable. But Oola is more about that. It's growing. Remember, it's balanced and growing in 7 key areas of life. So if you're got it together and you're not in debt and your faith is good and your health is good, your marriage is okay, your family is good, friends, you have some fun. If all of that seems pretty good, what if it could be better, right? And so that's what Kevin found. That's like, whoa, this can be better. Wow, and that's ooh la la, right? That's wow.
No doubt about it.
So that's what I get now. I get a ooh la la, Kevin. So I'm excited. Anyways, so it's helped me. So
that reminds me, I have to put date night on my card.
He remembers. So Kevin and I have very big plans to help and do a Oola marriage, specific coaching for Oola marriages, if you're interested in that or if you need that. So, or relationship with Oola. So we have that in our plans too. So women, again, that are just feeling stuck, women that have self-doubts and don't think they're good enough, women that have had a troubled past or traumatic events in their past, women that need pills to go to sleep, women need medicine for their gut, women that need feel like they don't have enough energy. All of that stuff is part of women's health, part of medical health that I'm interested in and have medical knowledge on. But so much of it is mindset, and so much of it is a traumatic past. And all of that I can help you with. So that's where my focus is, of helping women to really find themselves again and be part of a happy marriage and happy in their own self first, so that they can give back more. That's who I want to help. That's who I know. But seriously, everyone needs Oola. People that have been lost in life. Maybe they're physically fit and healthy as can be, and maybe they're in debt up the wazoo. That's not cool. Maybe they're debt free and their marriage is okay, but maybe maybe they've lost their faith for some reason. Maybe they need some help with spirituality, and we can help with that as well. So there's all different reasons why anybody would need Oola, but yeah.
Right. No doubt about it. Debt up the wazoo. I mean, that's the worst colonoscopy you could ever have. You just don't want debt up the wazoo. Trust me.
No, it's not good.
No. Okay, our next question is, why is Oola so important in your life? Well, as I've already alluded to, Oola really sparked my dreams again. It gave me more insight on my outlook. And I'm excited to wake up every day. I know that I've got these goals to accomplish, and I got these many steps to get me to those goals. And if I take these action steps every day, I'm going to accomplish those long-term goals and accomplish my dreams of where I want to go and who I want to be. So I'm also finding, as a byproduct, meeting and working with the other Oola life coaches, that I'm gaining a lot more new friends. And these friends are very supportive of what I'm doing. They're doing similar things, of course, but they're very positive people. They have optimistic outlooks. And I am really enjoying that benefit that we can all support and encourage each other. So that's why Oola is so important in my life. What about you, Darla?
It makes a difference. Simply, it's life changing. I've seen it. I've felt it. I've lived it. But I've seen Oola change lives. And if you don't know what you don't know, you don't know. So it doesn't affect you. It doesn't matter, right? But once you start learning something and you see something and you're like, well, I don't know that. And then all of a sudden you know that you don't know something. And then when you go learn that and you learn about it, then you know what you know, right? And I know that I know that I know that these things that I'm doing with Oola and Aroma Freedom and my essential oils and my medical background, I know that I know that I know that I'm supposed to be helping people. And more than in my setting as just seeing a patient. And that's really big, seeing a patient. I'm not going to discount that. I love my job. I love going to work and I love seeing patients. This is like, ooh la la, right? Even more. So Oola is important to me because I know that you need Oola. And once you know that about Oola, then you'll be excited to share that with someone else too. You won't get it till you get it. It's one of those things.
That's exactly right, Darla. So many of you are probably wondering, well, how will Oola coaching work for me, or reading the book? How's that going to work for me? What's it going to do for me? Well, the Oola framework, again, as discussed in this book, I finally figured out that's where I need to hold it so you can see it. Oola, find balance in an unbalanced world. The Oola framework is a proven system. This book is really all about how Dr. Dave Braun lost it, and Dr. Troy always had it, this Oola feeling and this life that they had. And Dr. Dave lost it, and how Dr. Troy coached him and helped him get back to that feeling of awesomeness, or ooh la la, as he said. So it worked for Dr. Dave. It's always worked for Dr. Troy. It worked for me. It's working for Darla. It's working for hundreds of other coaches that we've come to personally know. And it's working for thousands and thousands of clients that we have in the Oola coaching network. So it works. And Darla is going to tell you more about how it works for you.
Well, for years, 10 years or more, Kevin and I have been helping people with change process. And that's what Kevin does in his regular life job also. And I don't know about you, but most people that I come across, probably 85% of people don't like change. And most of us are stubborn. When we look in the mirror, we think about we want to change some things, but we're sort of stubborn and stuck in our ways, and it's difficult to change by ourselves. And I can't tell you how many books I have on my bookshelf for self-help and learning and growing and being a better human and all of that. But when it's like changing you, because I can help someone else, I can read a book and I can learn how to use that to help someone. But when I'm reading a book to learn how to change myself and to implement this process to help myself, there's a few people that can do it by themselves, but I'll tell you, it really works when you have an accountability partner, when you have someone coaching you and encouraging you on. Whether you have a group of 5 people get Oola coaching at the same time so we can put you in a group and support each other, whether we do it individually. So many people are more successful when they have a coach behind them. And when you think about super successful people, movie stars, actresses, celebrities, whether they're an athlete, they all have a coach, right? And so if you want to get your Oola life the fastest, most productive, get to your goals and dreams the best, fastest, then you need an Oola coach is the way to go. So, and there's so many different things that you can do with your life and just stop putting it on hold. That's the thing. So if you could do one thing without that one dream, that one vision that you have for your life, what if that really happened? How would, if you really reach that dream life that you think about, how would that really change your life?
That's right, Darla. And we can both tell you that those groups of people that I was describing who need Oola, I personally have been in all of those areas myself.
Mm-hmm.
I've been divorced. I have been in debt up my wazoo. Okay. And I have been complacent. All right. So my life experience and Darla's life experience and some of those same things, we know about those things. And we are not in any way saying that we are perfect now.
Right.
That we have this book or this coaching program. We are constantly working on ourselves as well. And we will offer today to be your guide through this Oola framework. It's the framework that is powerful. And we can be your guide to help you go through it and help you achieve those things you want to do also. So, what's holding you back? Why wouldn't you want that feeling of ooh la la, as Dr. Dave said? There will be a couple links at the end of the broadcast that you can click on. And you can just set up a free discovery call with one of us. And you can put yourself on our calendar, and we'll be glad to talk to you and discuss and see if Oola is right for you in the situation that you're in. But we believe that it is for everybody. So click on those links at the end of the broadcast and set up your free discovery call. And we'll be glad to talk to you and help you reach your dreams. Anything else to close, Darla?
you know, you could sit on this and you can wait around. But the reason that Kevin and I didn't wait around until we're perfect, because like, when's that going to happen, right?
Hasn't happened yet, so it's
we're, we're not perfect. We're never going to be perfect. We're just ready to share it with you. So you don't have to be perfect. And where you are in your life isn't who you are. So if you find yourself stuck, we've heard any story. You can't surprise us with any kind of story. Where you are isn't who you are. Where you want to go, where you want to be, that's a whole different light. So live in the light and come and see us. We'll help you.
That's right. So for today, we'll sign off. We hope you'll join us on our other broadcast on fitness next week. Take care, everyone.
Bye.